do you describe the first 36 minutes of the game and then the last, I guess, 9?
For myself, or for the team?
Just how it played out for your team.
Honestly, those first 36 minutes was probably the worst 36 minutes we played all season. Honestly, with including myself, I was definitely not good enough. But defensively, we just didn't like impose our will. We gave up a lot of easy baskets. We messed up a lot of switches, and we were just too cool, honestly, to care at that point. And it was probably really obvious from the naked eye. But those last 9 minutes, we picked it up, and we squeezed by. To be completely honest with you.
What is the difference, VP, when you're able to hit the threes in the final couple minutes compared to earlier in the game or in the last game where it was a struggle?
Honestly, I think I was just the first few games just been in a slump. It happens. I mean, I hadn't played in 9 months prior to the beginning of the season, so I wouldn't say that was to be expected. But I'm pretty tough on myself, and I got a shooter's mentality, so I kept shooting. And the difference is my teammates were looking for me tonight. Not saying that they weren't the other nights, but they were really putting an emphasis on that tonight. So I appreciate them for that.
In the regulation, you helped corral the ball there after Jackson's miss. You had been shooting well. So what are you thinking? What are you seeing? And then obviously dishing it off to Bam. What do you see there?
I'm just looking to make the right plays, right? Like that's what this team wants to buy into. And like we can talk about my threes all we want, but Bam was phenomenal tonight. You know what I mean? Like he played his butt off, and there's nobody more deserving for that bucket than him. And I thought he was just open. I was like, he's open. He can make a play, and he had been making plays all night. So kudos to him.
You pinpoint a moment when you guys turned it around as a team?
That's a good question. Honestly, like, this has all been like a blur for me. So like, I couldn't give you an exact like point in time where it happened, but I just know that we started pressing, and we started making them a little uncomfortable, and they weren't turning the ball over, but once you press people, they might not crack in the first 10 minutes of a half. They just crack like last 5 minutes, last 4 minutes, or last 9 minutes of a game. You know what I mean? So that's what we did, and we didn't give into it.
Keeshawn, what does it mean for you personally moving forward, knowing that you can come into the game in the final 4 minutes and provide that boost that they need to win?
I mean, obviously it feels good. I hadn't been shooting the ball well at all, actually. Probably the worst in my career, to be honest. But, I mean, it feels good, but I definitely this was probably my worst defensive game, I think. So the shooting was good, but I got to be able to bring both to the team, like shooting and defense and playmaking and energy. But defensively tonight, I was pretty bad, I think. So, but just to answer your question, the shooting does feel good.
Do you enjoy that role? Do you relish that role of being a guy who can come in and make those shots when they matter the most?
Yeah, I do. I mean, not saying that I pride myself on that, but I want to come in and be a defender, and the shots will come. Like I didn't hit shots in the first 2 games, but I thought I played decent. But tonight, I was able to make shots. So I don't want that necessarily to be my identity, but I was able to do that tonight. But I gotta pick it up defensively against a Troy team that's much better, and they'll be competitive come Sunday.